Welcome to Juggling Interviews. This episode is brought to you by XavJuggles, the IJ's official online publication, where you can find the latest juggling news, articles, videos, and podcasts, just like this one. If you want to check that out, you can head over to their website at juggle.org/xjuggle, or with the link in the description. This episode is also sponsored by Play Juggling. On their website, you can find high-quality props like balls, clubs, rings, diablos, poise, fire equipments, flower sticks, glow props, and tons more. Head over to playjuggling.com and use my code XavJuggles, XavJuggles10, to get 10% off your next purchase. It's a great way to support me, so thank you a lot, Play Juggling. Now let's get to the episode. Hi guys, welcome back to Juggling Interview. Today I'm so happy to receive Mark Williams, aka The Catching Machine. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing super well. I think it's an honor to have you on the podcast. I've been seeing your posts on social media for like the longest I can remember, and I've never seen someone juggle hoops like you do, and I think you could have like such an interesting perspective on your specific props and the way you juggle it. So like I'm so happy to have you on the podcast to talk about all that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been working on my hoops for about the past 7 years, and it's been such an adventure. I'm really always so glad to share it. So yeah, thank you very much.
Would you mind starting by asking who is Mark Williams? How did Mark Williams get introduced to juggling? Was it starting with hoops, or did you start with the regular like 3 balls? And how did you discover the hoop juggling in your career?
Okay, good question. I started juggling in the 90s. I started with poi. I was doing fire and back at a markets. I was selling flower sticks and other kind of related props. I'd kind of just pulled up in school holidays, and there was a guy selling a bunch of stuff, and hung out for a while, and he said, come back tomorrow and I'll give you a job. So that was kind of it. I was there on Saturday and then Sunday, and then I was there the next weekend, and then the next weekend. And then, yeah, it just kind of started from there. There was another stall quite close, and that guy actually had a shop. So he scouted me, and I ended up working at the only juggling store in Auckland, and it kind of just bloomed from there. At that time, there wasn't a lot of kind of juggling and fire and stuff around, so I was pulling a lot of gigs and just having a great time. And yeah, back then I was doing mostly clubs, I'd say. Mostly clubs.
It's so interesting. You started with it as a job. Did you show yourself out there? Were you doing shows for people and notice you, or you just had a hobby and someone noticed you had this hobby and decided to employ you?
No, I didn't even have it as a hobby. I just took it up on the spot.
Oh wow.
And it was just good timing. Right place, right time. Yeah. It just piqued my interest. And then I was pretty much all in right from there. After that, I started going to parties, seeing a lot more kind of fire performers, and that was kind of a cool space to be in. I was really young, probably shouldn't have been at those parties, but I was, and I wasn't until my mum picked me up. But yeah, it was good times. Then I moved on to basketballs was my next kind of big thing. Ooh. I was doing basketballs for a while, and mini basketballs. That kept me interested for a really long time.
Interesting.
Like I did a couple of mini basketball videos. One for the IJA that was, I can't remember, a long time ago now. 2014 maybe. And then I think, I picked up hoops about 7 or 8 years ago. I kind of got to the point of where, up until then, I was juggling as a career. I was part of a duo called the Bling Bros. And then up until then, working was good. We're doing lots of corporate, bit of touring, busking festivals, juggling festivals, that kind of thing. And I just kind of got to the point of where I didn't want to do shows anymore.
Mm.
Um, so I went to this kind of faux retirement thing where I was like, no more shows. I'm just gonna, because I was really losing the passion for juggling. I kind of got to this crossroads where I was like, do you want to keep hammering away at work
Mm.
and lose the love, or do you want to drop the work and reignite the passion? So I chose to stop performing, and it was a tough one. It was a tough one to pivot into a new job and to kind of, I guess, lose the culture around where I was working. Not seeing all the people I'd normally work with, not traveling so much, not doing that. But I found hoops then, and that was really good. That was really, really good. It was this raw art video, the hoop one, Alexandra Savina from Ukraine. Still to this day, the most incredible video. I watch it all the time. It's like one of my top three videos just to get hyped. I mean, it's pretty chill and mellow, but somehow I still get hyped on it.
Yeah, you
It's
don't need
still
like
really good.
you don't need the
So
craziest amount of number juggling to get hyped. Like just concepts can get you hyped up. Like there's I can relate with the feeling you're talking about. Like even seeing one of your favorite videos makes you want to juggle instantly. And I think there's some nostalgia in that. Like there's some videos I started to juggle with that still gives me the same kind of hunger to like go learn more. Even now, like even with further juggling knowledge, I still rewatch some of like Wes Speeden's videos. Like 5 years after I started juggling, and then now I realize how actually difficult some of the tricks are. Even like if it looked hard 5 years ago, just imagine with 5 years of experience how hard it actually like it's tangible. You know how hard it was to land, and you don't need to have like the flashiest videos to like be starstruck by some juggling. Like I think it's beautiful to have your own niche video that gets you hyped up.
yeah, yeah, and I'd kind of started from scratch again because it's quite different. Um, but it was exciting again. It was exciting having that kind of building process again and working towards, like, I really wanted Bramson rolls. I really, really wanted them. That was the part of the video that was like just so special to me. So, and even to this day, the ones are the cleanest, most impressive ones. I don't think I'll ever reach that kind of level, but yeah, it still gets me every time.
But do you
Definitely
mind?
worth chasing down if you haven't seen.
Yeah, sure. Can you remind me the name of the video?
Ringography
Ringography.
by Raw Art.
Hmm, interesting.
They did
Yeah.
a slew of incredible videos that just like it was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos in a row that were all just like, it was just like a real sweep where all of a sudden the level of juggling videos just went from here up to here. It was like, wow, okay, you guys are changing the.
Do you mind if I
Yeah, it's really cool.
rewind a little bit? Once you started working at that store, do you remember like getting interested with juggling and then noticing some of the star jugglers? Who do you remember were the headlines at the time and who were posting and who you were inspired by? Because then you went on and bring juggling into your life for the next decades, right? So who bring the fire in you at the
Yeah,
start? Who were you looking up to?
yeah. We're talking pre-posting. We're talking pre-internet. No YouTube. No Instagram. Like definitely no TikTok. Um, like juggling videos were coming out on VCR, so it was, and people would share them around. When you're talking about sharing someone's content, you're talking about physically handing them a big square of plastic that's been rewound and played and rewound and played like 1,000 times. So you didn't get. I mean, I can remember juggling for like probably 5 years before I actually saw someone do seven. Like physically saw someone do seven. So it was a long road in that sense, and it wasn't really about looking up to other jugglers. I can't remember who the first real iconic juggler. Okay, there was one video that came out from the IJ a really long time ago. I think I want to say it was when DVDs first came out. It was Things You Can't Do Too,
Ooh.
and it had a pretty good lineup on it. It was pretty cool, but there was one guy, Will, and he had really good tricks. I think I met him maybe at the last IJA. It was quite nice when you go to an IJA and you meet these people who, I think in some cases, like you meet people where you're like, that guy's still going, that guy, you know, I don't know if like he knows he's really good or anything, but you know, they have a profile. And then sometimes you just meet someone that you just had this kind of, I don't know, affinity for a really long time. And that was one of those moments where I was just like, you're that guy, you know, you had mad tricks. And I haven't seen you in any other videos since then, but, you know, even though that was like 20 years ago, thank you.
Did you stay in touch with him like during the in between when you met him to when you saw the videos? Like, was he aware that you were super inspired
Never,
by him or anything? Nothing.
no, not at all. Not at all. I like honestly, I never. He didn't have a massive profile, so you know, and because there was no real. I mean, shocking to say, but there was no real internet, so uh, there was like a couple of chat rooms you could jump on JTV or something like that. But even then, it was like dial-up internet, wait for 15 minutes for a video to load, unless you wanted to watch it like
Yeah. By section.
yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah, this is
So yeah, and then it was crazy. It was crazy. So no, there was no real time. I think the first time, not the first time, but one of the first times I can remember, like, kind of deciding that there was this juggler online that I thought was really cool, and I kind of, you know, just wanted to create some kind of not like an online relationship with him, but you know, definitely respected him enough to like let him know a lot. Was Ori Ross. He did like Happy Ori Friends series of videos and so many cool videos, so many trippy videos. So I was like, this guy's got another brain, you know, like he's crazy in the best kind of way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need some crazy in the good ways juggler. I think
Yeah.
there's just especially with sharing like. Do you think the juggling sphere has changed a lot since the posting in the social media? Do you think we see more of these crazy in the good way jugglers around because we see social medias
Oh
and
yeah.
we see posts from overseas as well. Like when would you ever see
Yeah. I mean the
some of the
acceleration.
Japanese jugglers? Some of the Japanese jugglers have such a unique
Yeah.
style, but you discover them with the internet. Because when do you ever see like when do you ever go to like a JJF convention or like international conventions, right?
I mean the acceleration of juggling is just on this just I don't know trajectory that is just so crazy to me right now. It's just people learn so fast. Boundaries are just getting pushed like so fast. And when I reflect on it, it's because people get to see how things look when someone gets it right. You know,
Mm,
you're not posting all your mistakes. You're not posting all of the nitty gritty, all the stuff, all the stuff that you had to like get through. You're just posting that super clean outcome where you're like, this is how it should look. Your body should look like that. Your angles need to look like that. That's your timing. And someone can just pick that up. You know, someone can just go, oh my God, that all makes sense, you know? And I think that's beautiful. Like, I think it's so cool that some people can just skip the hard stuff, you know, like jump straight to the end of the. Obviously, like kudos to whoever put the work in. Like that's super important, and like I'm all about sharing. You know, like I think, yeah, I'm always like when people are sharing their top tier, uh, their tricks that they work super hard on, the stuff that I think that's like a valuable public resource. You know, I think they're doing the work. You know, like they're putting it out there, they're elevating the culture, they're making sure that you know we just all get better. And I know there's this kind of thing to be a little bit guarded of your stuff, but
Mm.
yeah, I'm not about that. I want people to grab my stuff. I want people to take it away, execute, elevate, and then I want to grab it back off them. And
Yeah.
that's the end goal is to just push it as hard, and so we can all just get to like a crazy level as fast as possible.
Yeah, I think there's like a bunch of tutorials that are like even visually easier to understand that maybe in juggling books weren't that simple to pick up. Like right now there's so many like visuals and like even I love how like beginner friendly like Taylor's tutorials look. Like I think everyone would learn super quick with these kind of like beautifully made tutorials and like super easy to understand and rather than like reading through a juggling book being like okay now you throw a crossing ball and you're like okay but what speed like how much do I need to wait between the two balls to like make it work or something.
Yeah, when I started, there was these flip books. You go
Oh.
and you flip through, and it makes the animation. And so you're like looking at how you're like looking at how to where the next throws go. You're like, it was it was crazy.
I think
But yeah,
that
juggling books.
I think we need to see some modern version of that. I think I think we have proper technology to make like a hologram of someone juggling like seven balls or something. Like you could make like a circle of paper with like tons of sheets and then it loops around so there's someone like just nonstop juggling, thinking about stuff right now.
Yeah,
As you're telling me this.
that'd be cool. That would be cool. Yeah,
Y-
holographic form. That would be so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
and
buy that.
also it's like such a random tangent, but like have you seen the drone shows where they flash lights or like they make lights spin so quickly that there's like a hologram picture of like spinning light the same way that like you know how tires like spin so fast like car wheels so like the image seems like fixed,
Yeah.
so that's what's happening like they make holograms with light spinning so fast that it seems like a still image, so like maybe there's some things to do
Yeah, yeah.
with light shows.
I've seen people doing that with marketing. They've got like a backpack on which has like a light stick and it goes like a helicopter, but it goes so fast it makes kind of like a
Visuals on the
holographic
backpack.
film. Like yeah,
Ah,
yeah, it's really
interesting.
cool.
Yeah, random tangent, but yeah, yeah. We have something on the podcast where the jugglers leave a question for the next jugglers, and you can think about your question that you'll ask at the end of the episode. But right now, let me ask you the question from Ricardo Mendes from last episode. Ricardo asked. Ricardo asked, "Why did you pick your prop? You have a specific prop of choice." And he didn't know I was gonna interview you, so I think it's such a fitting question. I didn't even like choose you for the interview for that kind of purpose at all. But like it's so cool that it fits you like so well. So can you explain how did you pick up hoops and like why did you make it your prop of selection right now?
Um, well, firstly, props to Ricardo. That guy is an icon. Like, I love it. I love someone that can make their juggling so distinctive and so iconic that you can associate their prop with them. If you saw his prop lying somewhere in a gym, you'd be like, "That's that guy," and that's pretty special. Those yellow balls are like, hell yeah. So props to that guy. He's super cool. I had no idea that was coming. Like that's a super cool surprise. Um, what do I say? Hoops. I mean, it came down. It came down to that video, like I was saying, renography. Um, but in the end, like the attraction to grinding, because some tricks, you get like a pivotal moment, like a time where it just all falls into place, and then you've got it. Something just clicks, and you're there. And then there's other tricks that you're just grinding and grinding and grinding for incremental gains. And Bramsons are like that, So they kept me hungry. Like I wanted them so bad. I wanted I just wanted them to be super clean. I wanted to be able to work off them, and create new stuff around them because I mean essentially the two that I work with, the shoulders and the shower, both of them are like really basic base patterns. So many variations available, and I don't think there's much exploration past just flexing them as a base. So I was like, well, ideally, I'll make those two my base patterns, and then I'll just work forward from there. So I think that was kind of where things started to get super spicy for me and had me locked in. I ended up doing this challenge with the incredible Emma Hornell called Bramson of the Week, where we passed each other Bramson variation, challenged each other each week to do one each, and that was a really good year. That was a really really good year. Just having a constant challenge, having something that I know I needed to achieve during the week, and just leveled up, especially my shower, my down the back rolls. It leveled up my game there, just phenomenally. Like she made me work. Like it was that's her strength. She's so good at those roles, and I wasn't, and I cringed every single time she sent through a new challenge, but it was worth it. That was a really good year, and like a real worthy challenge, and lots of people jumped on board. Like huge respect to Kellen Quinn, who with no experience whatsoever jumped on and completed every single week's challenge. That was wild, man. To see someone who literally didn't juggle hoops. I don't even know if he owned hoops at the time. I think he was borrowing hoops. But every week,
Kellen's an anomaly.
Guy,
Kellen's an anomaly in
yeah,
juggling. Like it's what a creature in juggling community. Wow. Like
yeah,
especially even
yeah,
pushing
he's
the
special,
comedy,
right?
like what a stage performer, and like what a like even flashing nine clubs, like anomaly. Just anomaly.
Into the bottle cap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's no comparison
yeah,
to
yeah.
Kellen.
He's a special, special guy, and I got mad respect for him. But yet to meet him in person. I mean, that's part of the problem living down here. I don't get the opportunity to meet a lot of people, so my kind of IRL in the rest of the world time is super valuable to me. But yeah, I mean, back to the question, it was those were the ones that got me. The two Bramsons and trying to lock them in were the two that really really got me going on hoops. And then I kind of realized that there was this massive culture outside juggling and hooping, and they had like a huge language as well, just like a massive amount of tricks,
Mm.
like a massive amount of ways to use the prop that were not juggling tricks. You know, there were, it's just like
Manipulation.
trying to find a way. Yeah, trying to find a way to get those tricks into juggling. I think that kind of became my niche.
Mm.
Where I was like, okay, I see this trick. It's wild. Like I want that, but I want it inside. You know, I want to find a place where it lives. I want to get it real clean. I want it to be kind of unexpected,
Mm.
and then yeah, and then that was the challenge. You know, to try and take all this hoop language or hoop tricks, put them inside juggling, and make it all kind of seamless.
It's perfect.
So yeah, that was
I think also like having a community challenge, like you said with Emma, like challenging new variations. I think it's such a good thing as a juggler. Even if you're at a beginner level, just trying to think outside the box and like figure out your own variations to some things you already juggle all the time. Like I remember even um, with Mike Moore doing the weekly Timoto as a challenge. I took on the challenge a bit like Kellen, where I would do all the challenge, and also we had like extra. We had like the main trick, and then we had the extra version, like which was a bit harder than the actual trick. And like I was taking on the challenge to do every single one of them, and like Kellen, like I had never mind, not like Kellen. I had experience in Timoto, but like so that was like a natural thing to do to just hop on the challenge. But I think it's so cool to like work that creativity muscle in your brain, especially in juggling. And I notice even myself right now as I've been juggling the same patterns over and over. It's almost like limiting. It's almost like uh, I'm not letting my juggling breathe. It's like I'm putting it inside a small circle, and I always do like these kind of same tricks over and over. But like as soon as you start to like think further about the actual tricks you keep doing, like you said, the shoulder rolls and the Brensom rolls, like there's so many variations, but the things themselves look hard enough, so you could think that it's like the end game, but no, there's like it's the start. Most of the tricks people do is the start. You could like figure out everything from where you're at right now. I mean, another random tangent for me, but I think I really like the idea to do the challenge with the communities like that. I want people to interact more with that kind of a creative side of patterns people usually see.
yeah. We did 3 years of it. We did Bramson challenge, 423 challenge, and then balance challenge. And then after 3 years of weekly challenges, I was like, let's have a rest. That's enough. That's enough making challenges.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of people that picked it up. Like I said, the weekly Tomoto, but there was always like the factory Fridays, right, with the Kalen. Also, they have like side swap Sundays right now, and maybe I'm forgetting some. There were many challenges in the last years, which are always welcome. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see the new kind of challenge
Yeah.
the community is gonna come up with.
I don't know which one of us decided it was a good idea. I'm gonna credit Emma with it because she came up with really the bulk of it all. You know, she had the. I was just trying to keep up. Yeah. Doing my best to hold on tight.
But do you think that year with the Bremsum Roll Challenge, for example, like, do you think without without this year of exploring more variations and like try to think outside the box constantly, like every time you'd see a post from her, like you try to like where let me get this straight. You were trying to replicate the trick Emma was doing, or you tried to come up with your own as well?
One each. So
Oh,
we'd go fortnightly. I'd do one, she'd do one, I'd do one, she'd do one. And at the end, we cut a video, like a split screen one, where we're both doing the same trick on either side. So, oh no, don't clip that of me doing the hand thing. Sam Malcolm, I'm talking to you. Don't do it. Yeah, so yeah, it was hard. Like she would lay down some really brutal challenges, and fair enough too, because we both had our wheelhouses, and I'm sure I laid down some that were pretty tough as well. So I'm not gonna play the victim, but yeah, it definitely was the most valuable exploration time for me because it was such a push. Like I'd have a week to nail whatever she had put out, and then a week. Well, I think it must have been a real similar. No, a week to figure out what I was going to do. And once you get towards the end of the year, it's a lot of weeks. It's a lot of variations.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But the key was accountability. If I'd been trying to do that on my own, then I probably wouldn't have lasted the year. Key was to have Emma on board, pushing me, and the same,
on the other side.
It was super important. I'm so grateful.
I'm just I didn't finish my question. I just noticed. Was your juggling the same ever since? Ever since you had to like really push yourself that much with the variations? Do you think that made you a better juggler overall because you were always trying to now get the extra? Like as soon as you were finding variations, you were trying to push more and more. Do you think that kept up that creative matter in your brain?
Yeah. I mean, since I stopped doing shows, my sole focus has been on creation. I don't have to rehearse anything. I don't have to mess with tricks that I think are more financially viable. If I do a show, I can do a full creative license. I'm not super bummed out if people don't like it, because I'm happy with what I present. So but the whole thing is pushing real hard, creating new stuff. I think that's my dopamine hit is finding something new, putting it out there. That's that creative point is the point that I'm seeking.
Do you plan on hosting another series of your own to push that creative, like another weekly challenge or a monthly challenge if it's hard to keep up with? Do you think you want to play more with that because you're such a constant poster? Like I cannot imagine someone posting more than you. I think you're one of the people always putting yourself out there. So I think like accountability is already acquired for you. I would say like you're one of the active members on Instagram. I always see clips from you. So do you think you'd shift a bit of your post to bring it to a community challenge or do something similar in the near future?
Oh, last year I pushed really hard. Last year, I like at the beginning of the year, I set a goal to get into top 40. It's like been a long time where I've kind of felt like I was just knocking at the door of the top 40, and it had been like one of those if it happens it happens kind of goals, like. But at the beginning of last year, I was like, I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to start, really pushing, posting. I'm going to get super consistent. I'm going to show up at EJC, and be real, be like a real person, not just on the internet. And I'm going to have a serious run at it, and So I was super happy when it all came to fruition. And then after that, that year was a really big push. So I was like, okay, gonna have a few months off and just, kind of post more sporadically. And I think through the first 6 months of the year, I didn't do much posting at all this year, just off and on, just when it felt right. I wasn't like trying to keep to a schedule. I wasn't trying to um, keep my viewing up. I was just like, yeah, when something really good happens, I'll post that. Or when I find something super inspirational and land it, then I'll post that. But I think this year, well, sorry, just in the last month or two, I've found my stride again, and feel like pushing. So I started another 100 days, which is kind of what I do when I either feel like I need to push the creativity, I just force it. I think it's about my fourth 100 days or something like that. I know it's like, oh shit, it's longer than a calendar year. But it gives results, man. Like
Yeah.
the consistency, or in my case, this time semi-consistency, because I'm not holding myself to a particularly rigorous standard I'm just going for 100 days in the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my goal for this one. I don't know if I'm up for another challenge again. That it's super cool. But I think I'll leave that to other people for a while. I think I'll just keep on my own path for a bit and see how things go there.
Yeah, it's super
But
understandable.
I'm looking to do more shows. Yeah, I'm
More
looking to do
shows.
more shows. I had this time off where I was just creating for about, I think, probably about 5 years, and I was super happy with it. There was no real like um, no stress or no kind of ill feeling towards just creating. But I kind of got forced in COVID times to do a show. I was running a festival. A whole bunch of the artists had to pull out from
Mm.
COVID, and we were super short on the cast. So I had to jump in, no prepared show, just just got to do what you got to do. And it was really nice, man. I was super nervous about it. Hadn't done a show in probably 5 years. Um, didn't have any, well, tested material. I had all the stuff that I've been doing for 5 years, but I didn't
Yeah.
have anything that I was like, I know this works. So it was pretty nervous, but it kind of it felt really fulfilling in this kind of weird way. Like I realized that it's super cool to create all this stuff. It's really good to train it hard and and share it out and do all the stuff. But there's a super satisfying part when you actually share it in person. And I've been missing that. I didn't know I've been missing it, but it's like it felt like I was kind of completing the circle. Like, you work, you work, you work, you work, you work, and then there's this little
You get
part
the
where you
reward.
kind of get something back from people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really nice. It was really, really nice. And so since then, I've done I'm still not I'm still not chasing a performing career. I'm mostly just choosing things that make me feel good, and opportunities that I think that's worthwhile. But yeah, definitely still chasing good shows.
Mm.
Yeah,
Sorry, I want to
that's
pick it back up from um, where you were a couple of minutes ago. I think I was a bit imprecise with my assumption that you were still posting all the time, because I think I had the illusion where you kept going, because I've been seeing you in the last like 2 months like reposting like a lot of times and like hitting like very very banger tricks, and it felt like you've never stopped. It just feels weird. I feel like the algorithm like pushed you still, so it just felt like you were never stopping. But yeah, moving on from that, before we start concluding the episode, would you give the question for the next juggler? Do you have a question in mind we could give to the next guest?
Mm, I want to know who is the most inspirational member of your juggling community. So I'm probably thinking local, and why.
I like that. I really
So
like that.
yeah,
Awesome. Yeah.
yeah, keep it close to home.
Sorry.
Yeah, keep it close to home.
Yes, yes, because we always talk about like our internet inspiration, but there's like a lot of mentors or like people just around us that do the hard work. They do the heavy lifting in our hunger for juggling. um,
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be like it doesn't need to be someone which is pop massive tricks for you. It can be someone that makes sure that everyone has water. Like just someone super inspirational in the community that still needs a shot.
I love it. May I ask, what can we expect from Mark in the near future? Do you have any upcoming projects or festival dates or shows coming up that we can catch you on?
Yeah, I'm gonna clock out this 100 days. That's I'm too far in to not do that now. In November, I'm going to head to Mexico to go to Circo Palvario. Super excited about that. Mexico has always been on my bucket list, and is the hoop jugglers there are so incredible. I'm just super excited to be like in a place where there's going to be lots of hoop jugglers. I juggle alone 99% of the time, and with other hoop jugglers, probably less than that. So um, that's just super exciting prospect for me. So looking forward to that. I'm going to do a IGA Stories takeover for that, so you can share the experience. Um, that's the main thing, I think. I haven't got much booked up, so I've got availability, guys. If anyone needs me, but yeah, I'll just keep on clocking on Instagram. You can always find me there. Um, I'll keep on trying to pull hook moves that are worthy and slide them inside some Bramson rolls. So expect more of that.
Perfect. Do you think there's anything we haven't touched yet that you wanna talk about? Is there subjects that's important to you that we could end up with?
Uh, yeah, ending. I don't know. Probably should have chatted about at the beginning, but I think one part of my journey that's been a bit more recent has been like exploring my culture and trying to add that more into my juggling. That's been like just a personal journey thing. I was doing it most of last year, trying to trying to find more ways to kind of express my culture through my juggling. I'm Indigenous to New Zealand, Maori, and it's I mean juggling's not like something that's natural to my ancestors, but play is.
Mm.
So we we're the source of lots of different kinds of play, poise, for example. So there's a lot of kind of stuff that I kind of been trying to explore, but it's been a real big influence on me in the last year or so. Like my last IGA video in December, I tried really hard to like integrate culture into it a lot more than I have in my past IJA videos. Um, yeah, it's been a big thing. Like I'm on like a bit of a journey there. So yeah, I
That's
think
lovely.
that's I think pretty much everything. You know, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
better.
But
I think it's
great interview.
such a good thing. Like if juggling has been inside your entire life, like why wouldn't you bring your life to your craft as well? Like juggling has been in your life, but you can bring your life to juggling as well. You can like figure out your in your past or anything. Like it's just a lovely journey to be on. Like especially if you're leaning on the creation, like you have to like get your creativity from something, and often it's from your past experiences and from the people around you and where you grow up in. Like the culture, probably the juggling and the circus culture here near Montreal is probably really different than in New Zealand, right? Which is incredibly interesting. Like we need every single culture to like reflect themselves. Like it's better to show your true self than like try to copy others. So like we can see like how unique everyone is in their way of juggling and their way of showing their creativity. Also, like I think it's such a
Yeah.
cool thing that you're bringing this up.
No, thank you. It's just kind of been these two separate parts of my life for so long, and this like I just finally decided that it was something that I really wanted to mix together, you know, and it just it seemed like this point of difference that I haven't really explored. So yeah, yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring that up way late in the game.
So thank you, Mark. Thank you so much for coming to the episode. You've been a lovely guest. I hope people enjoyed the episode as much as I did recording it. Um, Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you reaching out and just letting me be part of this. It's quite tough to be so isolated, and it just feels so special when you get included by the rest of the world. So, thank you so much. Great interview.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have fun juggling.